As tensions between the United States and Iran continue to escalate, a quiet diplomatic effort has been underway in the Persian Gulf. A recent meeting between Indian officials and an Iranian envoy has laid out the groundwork for India's access to the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a waterway that connects the Indian Ocean to the Arabian Sea. This development has significant implications for global trade, regional geopolitics, and the delicate balance of power in the Middle East. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the most critical choke points in the world, with over 20% of the world's oil passing through its waters every day. Control of this waterway is essential for the economic health and security of many nations, including India, which relies heavily on imports to meet its energy needs. For years, Iran has been a key player in the region, but its relations with the United States have deteriorated significantly since the 2018 withdrawal from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action nuclear deal. As tensions between Washington and Tehran intensified, India turned to its long-standing relationship with Iran as a way to ensure access to the strait. In recent months, Indian officials have been engaged in talks with Iranian counterparts to explore options for securing safe passage through the waterway. These discussions have centered on several key issues, including the provision of escorts by Iranian naval vessels and the establishment of a network of surveillance systems to monitor maritime traffic. The latest development in these efforts comes in the form of a recent meeting between Indian officials and an Iranian envoy, who outlined the steps that are now in place to allow Indian ships to transit through the strait. According to reports, these measures include the deployment of Iranian naval vessels as escorts for Indian vessels, as well as the establishment of a system for monitoring maritime traffic and responding to any potential threats. While these developments may seem like a minor diplomatic concession, they have significant implications for global trade and regional geopolitics. By securing access to the strait, India is able to reduce its dependence on other countries, such as the United States, for oil imports. This is particularly important given the current tensions between Washington and Tehran, which has led to concerns about the stability of the region. Furthermore, India's ability to secure safe passage through the strait also sends a significant signal to other nations in the region. It demonstrates India's commitment to maintaining good relations with Iran, despite its own complex relationships with the United States. This move is likely to be seen as a key factor in India's efforts to balance its relationships with other regional powers, such as China and Pakistan. However, not everyone is celebrating this development. Some analysts have expressed concerns that India's reliance on Iranian naval vessels for escort duties may compromise its own military capabilities. Others have pointed out that the establishment of surveillance systems to monitor maritime traffic may be vulnerable to cyber threats or other forms of attack. As tensions in the region continue to escalate, it remains to be seen how these developments will play out in practice. One thing is certain, however, India's ability to secure access to the strait has significant implications for global trade, regional geopolitics, and the delicate balance of power in the Middle East. As the situation continues to unfold, one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher. In recent years, the United States has taken steps to reduce its dependence on Iranian oil imports. However, this effort has not gone unnoticed by other nations, including India, which relies heavily on Iranian oil to meet its energy needs. As tensions between Washington and Tehran continue to escalate, India is likely to remain a key player in the region, using its relationships with Iran to secure access to critical waterways like the Strait of Hormuz. The implications of this development go far beyond the immediate region. The control of the strait has significant implications for global trade, particularly when it comes to oil imports. According to estimates, over 20% of the world's oil passes through the strait every day, making it a critical choke point in the global energy supply chain. Control of this waterway is essential for the economic health and security of many nations, including India. However, the control of the strait is not without its challenges. The region has long been plagued by tensions between Iran and other nations, particularly the United States. These tensions have led to concerns about the stability of the region, which has significant implications for global trade and regional geopolitics. As tensions continue to escalate, it remains to be seen how India's efforts to secure access to the strait will play out in practice. Despite these challenges, there are several key factors that suggest India's ability to secure access to the strait is a positive development for the region. Firstly, India's long-standing relationship with Iran provides a stable foundation for cooperation on this issue. Secondly, India's commitment to maintaining good relations with both Iran and other nations in the region sends a significant signal about its intentions. Finally, India's efforts to balance its relationships with other regional powers, such as China and Pakistan, demonstrate its ability to navigate complex geopolitics. However, there are also several challenges that need to be addressed in order for India's efforts to secure access to the strait to be successful. One of the key challenges is the need for greater cooperation between nations on maritime security issues. This includes the establishment of surveillance systems to monitor maritime traffic and respond to potential threats. It also requires the deployment of naval vessels as escorts for Indian ships, which can be a costly and resource-intensive undertaking. Another challenge that India faces is the need to address concerns about the stability of the region. The tensions between Washington and Tehran have led to concerns about the security of the strait, which has significant implications for global trade and regional geopolitics. In order for India's efforts to secure access to the strait to be successful, it must be able to demonstrate its ability to contribute to the stability of the region. In conclusion, India's ability to secure access to the Strait of Hormuz is a positive development for the region, but it also presents several challenges that need to be addressed. The implications of this development go far beyond the immediate region, with significant implications for global trade and regional geopolitics. As tensions continue to escalate in the Middle East, India's efforts to secure access to the strait will be closely watched by nations around the world. The future outlook for India's relationship with Iran is uncertain, but one thing is clear: the stakes have never been higher. The control of the strait has significant implications for global trade and regional geopolitics, making it a critical issue in the region. As tensions continue to escalate, India must be able to demonstrate its ability to contribute to the stability of the region.